Hey, hi, hello. Oh gosh, don't be scared. I know another person with a mic and you're like, "Oh fuck, I cannot listen to somebody else with a mic." But I promise you, I'm going to treat you good. I'm going to treat you good. I'm going to treat you right. We're going to have a good time. I need you to stick around. I just need 30 minutes to an hour of your time once a week. That's it. You can even put this on and do other things. You don't have to sit and watch me unless you want to. And I get it if you do. It's okay. But this is welcome to my mini series. This is an April mini series called Excuse Me While I Heal Out Loud. It is a baby to my podcast, People, Places, Things, that will be launching in May, and I'm very excited about it. But I wanted to touch on some topics really, really quick for the month of April that I've thought were important, and it kind of gives you an introduction to me before I fully immerse myself into your life in May. And you're like, who is this girl? And it's like, I'm your new best friend. That's really it is. I'm your new best friend. I'm your new girlfriend. I'm your new family member. I'm your new cousin. I'm your new love interest. I'm your new everything. I'm your everything. I'm everything to you. Anything you need me to be, I will be that. No, I am here to share my opinion and experiences on my life. But as for now, I love to talk about mental health, and I love to talk about self-love and all things healing and all things loving yourself, and how we can show up better for ourselves and the people around us, and how a lot of our stuff has shaped us, right? But that is kind of the basis of this, in a very fun, sensual way. So don't hit snooze yet, because I get it, because that sounded like give me, all I ask for is you just give me a chance. You just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. And I promise I will make it worth your while if you just stay a minute. Yeah, again, this is just a mini series that I'm doing in April called Excuse Me While I Heal Out Loud. It is a byproduct of my podcast, People, Places, Things, that launches in May. And this is just a way for me to get all up into you before May. And it's just a couple topics once a week that I kind of wanted to touch on, just some stuff. We're just going to chit chat. We're going to yap about some stuff. That's it. Nothing too crazy. So again, I hope you stick around. I hope you stay. I hope I can be everything that you need and more. And if not, I'll just have to grow on you. It's fine. It's fine. I promise. I'll just grow on you. It's cool. No big deal. It's no big deal. So welcome. Get comfortable. We're gonna chit chat. We're gonna yap a little bit about my past 2 weeks, and that's really it. And then I hope that it's as fun for you as it was for me. Thank you. But man, 2 weeks ago, I went to a girls' night, which doesn't sound revolutionary, but a little backstory. Again, like I said, my name is Renita. Hi, baby. Hey, my name's Renita. I'm 34. I like long walks on the beach. No, I'm 34, and I recently, well, actually a little over a year and a half ago, I got out of a long-term relationship, which is important because for a decade of my life, I didn't have friends. I am such please, I do that all the time without even thinking about it. Please do not do that on camera. But, I got out of a long-term relationship a little over a year and a half ago. And so life has just been interesting. And that is topics for May. But right now I kind of like just had this like, I guess not realization, but I kind of had this like confirming moment, because I already was feeling like this, but I had this like moment of like, community is such an important thing in a world where I feel like we are trying to be so individualized, and we're trying to separate ourselves and stuff like that. Community is so important. And I went to a girls' night about 2 weeks ago, I want to say, and it was everything I needed. It was like, it sounds like, okay, that's a typical thing, like that's, whatever, that's normal. But like, and for a decade I didn't have any friends. For a decade I had no really community outside of the person that I was with and my kids. And that does something to you after a while, once you sit back and you realize, and you're like, damn, like I don't, this is all I have, this is it. And mind you, I could have probably done that. There was a lot of codependency, there was a lot of toxicity there. So it didn't leave a lot of room for individual. Whoa, that's a big word for Elmo. Individualism. Didn't leave a lot of room for our individual selves and what we needed outside of each other. And so because of that, I kind of just like pigeonholed myself into like this mom, girlfriend role, and it didn't leave room for anything outside of that. And while I think for a little bit that did serve a really good purpose, it wasn't sustainable for the long run, because I needed something. I needed identity outside of that, outside of being a mom, outside of the person I was with, and outside of like working in like survival mode and like going through the hustle and bustle of like life and all that stuff. So now that I am single mom and doing my thing or whatever, I am so like, I'm so focused on like building a community, which is why this topic even kind of, I guess, comes into play, because going to this girls' night and just being around like just women, and good women who are like, there's no weird energy, there's no like hidden agenda, there's no like fake shit, there's nothing like off or nothing like that. It's just like being around good women who are there to have a good time and to hang out with our friend. My friend invited me to it, and like when we were texting about it or whatever, I was like, of course I'll be there, like I'll come or whatever. And then she was kind of like giving me the rundown of like things that like we're gonna be doing or whatever. I was like, oh my gosh, this sounds so fun. But you never know like when you're gonna get around people that you don't know. And so like there's always this like onset of like social anxiety that comes, and I'm just like, oh geez, like I hope I get along with everybody, I hope everybody likes me, like I hope like it's like, chill, whatever. And so like that kind of happened, that initial like anxiety started to happen. And I'm just like, it's fine, it's just chill. I need this, like I need this, like I need friends, and I also need like a good time where it's just like, I know that these people are gonna be just chill and cool, and it's not gonna be like any like weird energy or anything like that. And so we were also texting, and she was telling me like what we were going to be doing, and she told me like something that we were going to be doing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've been wanting to do this for like ever, but I haven't had anybody to do it with or anything like that. And she was like, you found your people. Please. I literally, and also like in this time where I've like been single and like in my healing journey, in my healing era, and trying to figure myself out and trying to figure out who I am and like undo and unlearn a whole bunch of stuff, I have become so soft. Oh my goodness. I have become so soft and so vulnerable and so like soft. I am a cry baby. I have not always been a crybaby, but now I cry at everything. And you telling me that I found my people, my heart, I can't take it. My heart, I can't take it. Cause I genuinely, bro, like that just, I don't know, that did something to me. I literally started tearing up. Like, please don't say stuff like that to me. I'm way too soft right now for that not to like melt my heart. Cause and I think that's how you know that you need something, or maybe that I'm aligning myself in a good spot to where like, this is kind of like where I'm supposed to be at. These are the people I'm supposed to be around, or whatever the case is. I don't know. But like, it felt good to hear that. And I did tear up a little bit. She doesn't know that. I didn't tell her that. But like just even being invited and just like hearing that and just being like, and just like knowing that like that is a possibility and that it's genuine and stuff like that, that was really cool. And it might not be a big deal to most people if you've had friends your whole life, or if you've had a community your whole life or whatever. It might not be like, okay, whatever, like, but like somebody who is so good at being alone. When I say I am so good at being alone, and I have always said that I prefer it, which really, honestly, I do prefer to be alone, and I do love my isolation. I love my solitude. I need my solitude. Like, even in relationships, I think that was like a big thing for me. I need my alone time. I do prefer to talk to my person every day, but like not like talk every day. Like, we don't have to like sit on the phone and like talk. I don't need to talk to anybody every day. Please. I would actually prefer that we, not, but like check in. Like when I give me a I would prefer to check in. I would prefer for us to check in every day. I think a check-in is nice, but like to like sit on the phone or like sit and text in for like whatever, we don't need to do that every day. But like I do want to check in the morning and at night. Hey, I hope you have a good day. Da, da, da. At night, how is your day? Da, 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 da. I think for me and my man, that's going to be important. But like I said, but other than that, I do enjoy my solitude, and I am very good at being alone. So it is easy for me to think that I don't need friends, or I don't need anybody, or I don't, or I'd be better off, or whatever. I did grow up the only child. I did grow up the only child. I'm not the only child anymore, but I did grow up the only child for majority of my life. So I am very good at being alone. I like being alone. I like doing stuff by myself. I take myself out to the movies, dinner, anything really. I do everything alone pretty much. Unless I do stuff with my kids, but like other than that, I do a lot of stuff alone. I'm very good at it, which I think is kind of the opposite of like someone else's single journey, because like a lot of times like I did need to learn how to be alone, because I am like, some would say I'm a serial monogamous, but I don't really think I am. I've only ever been in long-term relationships for the most part. I've obviously had like hookups and all this other stuff, whatever. But like for the most part, I've only been in long-term relationships, but it's been like, there's been no breaks in between those relationships. So you could say that maybe I'm not that good at being alone, and I didn't like to be alone, but I needed to like take myself out of like the relationship mindset and not jump into anything, which is why I've been single for so long, and why I probably will be single for a little bit longer, because I still do need to work on like not like leaning into a relationship to like gain a sense of like identity, I guess. But other than that, I do like my solitude, and it is easy for me to be like, oh, I don't have any friends. That's fine because I like being alone. But just being with her, and then even too, like other friends that I've like reconnected with, and family that I've reconnected with, and it's just being around women and being around people that I hadn't seen in years, or like I hadn't been around in a long time, or people that I'm like, again, reconnecting with and stuff like that, or just like having people that I'm like talking to or just texting or whatever, and just having that, I fucking missed that shit. Like I missed it. I didn't realize how much I missed it. I have literally cried because I'm just like, wow, like and like sometimes I still do feel lonely, but that's only because I want like some romantic shit to happen, and I want like a romantic like partner, or like a romantic friend. No, not a romantic friend. But yeah, so like but even that like has been interesting. That's a story for another day. But I definitely do get lonely in that aspect when it comes to like wanting like romantic shit and like cuddles and all that other stuff. But as far as like having like the friendship in the community, I just think it's so important. I hope we lean more into that, and I hope that I lean more into that. Like I would love to build a friend group and build like a solid like group of friends, and like, or like continuous friends, and like water the friendships that I have right now, water the stuff, everything that I'm building right now with anybody else. I plan to just water that and build on that, but also find more of my people, if that's in the cards for me. Because that, I don't know, that really did hit home when she said that, because I'm just like, man, like that's all I want. I just want to be around good people. Like I just want to be around good people, and I just want to know good people, and I just want to be around like love and like good ass energy, like good ass fun ass energy, and like no weird stuff, no drama, no like like you're unsure, you're not really certain, or maybe they like you, maybe they fuck with you, maybe they don't, like none of that. Like I want to know that like the person that I'm hanging out with, or the person that I'm like spending my time with, the person that's in my house, or the person that's house I'm going over, or car I'm in, or they're in my car, that they actually like me and give a fuck about me, like even like just as a friend. Because I think that's important. Because energies I'm really super big on like energies and stuff. Like, because I think that it is a thing, and not in like a woo-woo whatever sense, but like it's a real thing. Like, because people do not be meaning you well, and you can usually tell when somebody doesn't have your best interest, or they're like secretly in competition with you or something like that. I don't know. Like, it be some weird shit out here. So just stay on your P's and Q's, because it do be weird out here. But I'm coming into contact with less of that, which is really nice. I'm meeting like people who I think are just like chill and cool. Like just be chill, just be cool. Like just be cool. Like relax. Everybody calm down. Like nobody, you don't have to be like, I'm never in competition with anybody. So like nobody, I am just a silly goofy girl. Like there's no reason to ever feel any kind of way about me. I'm just silly goofy. And I'm never going to always get it right. And I'm going to make mistakes, and I'm going to, whatever. But I try. One thing about me, I am a trying woman. I will always try to make something right. I will always try to make something better. I will always try to talk it out. I will always try to have a conversation. I will always want to like be there and try to fix something if that is the case, especially if I did something, because I never want to make somebody feel no kind of way about anything. So like I said, I'm a trying woman, and that goes for anything in my life. I'm gonna always try. I'm gonna keep trying until I can't no more. So I hope nobody ever feels any kind of way, but whatever. But yeah, I think keeping your friendships and keeping your friendships in your relationships is also very, very, very fucking important. Please keep your relationship throughout your relationship. Like, and maybe nobody needs that advice, but if there is somebody like me who gets lost in the person it's not getting lost in the person. I think it's just like getting lost in the role, because it's like, okay, I gotta be, I gotta be a mom, I gotta do this, I gotta I don't have time for this. And I never had that thought. It just never happened. Like, I never had the thought, like, I'm a mom, I don't have time for that. I always got time to hang out with somebody. Like, you want to go out to dinner? Absolutely, I do. Do you want to go? Absolutely. Anytime you want to do anything, I'm your girl. Like, let me know. Now, mind you, sometimes I do make plans prematurely, and sometimes I'll make a plan on a Monday, and by Friday, I'm like, well, about that. Things have popped up, or the week got weird or something like that, or whatever the case is. But for the most part, count me in, babes. I'm always down for a drink and a eat. I want to eat. Or we can do something else. You want to do an activity? I love a good activity. I love an activity. Let me know. I'm your girl. Always and forever. Anybody. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But I 100% never in the decade that I was in that relationship did I think like, oh, I don't need it. It just never like happened. It never was like something that I thought about until I realized that I didn't have it. Like I didn't realize that I didn't have any friends until I realized I didn't have any friends. And I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? Like it's just us. Huh. Wow. Well, would you look at that? I don't think that's healthy. I don't think I like it, actually. So I didn't realize that. And then once I realized that, I realized a whole bunch of other shit too. And then a whole bunch of other shit happened. But that was my main goal, was to build a friend group, build a community, build and be around people who give a fuck about me, and be around people who only mean me well and I only mean them well, and be around good people and genuine people, because it's not really hard to be genuine if you're secure in yourself, honestly. And that's something that I'm learning too. Like, if you know who you are and you are secure in who you are, then you can be genuine, and you can show up in the world as a genuine, authentic person, because you don't feel like you're lacking anything. So like, I'm not lacking anything. I know exactly who I am, and I love who I am. So obviously there's stuff I need to work on, gonna work on, and there's obviously whatever. But the core and foundation of who I am, love her, love this girl. Cool girl, love her. But so I show up in friendships and stuff genuinely wanting to get to know people and genuinely wanting to be their friend, because I don't need anything that you have or want anything that you have, or I don't want to be you or like anything like that. So I think that's important too. But I think it's also kind of cool, because like, I feel like my life is starting all over again, and I have to start from the bottom for a lot of things. And so I get to build friendships right now, like as an adult, which is very, very hard. It's very, very hard to build friendships as an adult, because everybody already has their people already, for the most part. Everybody like has their best friends and stuff like that. So it's hard to like build like true connections and bonds that are going to last like long term. Like, I want like a long-term friendships with people and stuff like that. It's hard to do that, because I hope this isn't dark. It doesn't look dark, but I didn't want to turn this. Well, it doesn't matter now, because we're like 24 minutes into this. What time is it? I gotta go soon. But yeah, so like, I want to build like long-term friendships and stuff, which is hard to do as an adult, because again, everybody has their people already, and I don't have them peoples. And the peoples that I do have, love them, but like, they too already have their people. So like, and I'm very much the type of person, I am like, I kind of have like a strong personality too. So like, if I meet you and I like you and I fuck with you and I feel like you're like, I feel like you're a genuine person and I like want to be your friend, I'm like, oh my, like I come off strong. I'm like, I love you, you're my soulmate. Like, do you want to be besties forever? He's like, whoa, well there, just slow down a second. We just met. So calm down. But like, I like you so much, girl. And I want you to be a bridesmaid at my wedding. You getting married? No, I don't actually have a man. But when that happens, I want you to be at top of the list, babe. And it's like, slow down a second. So sometimes I can come off a little strong because I get so excited and I love people. I'm not one of the people like, oh, I don't like people. I actually like people and I love people. Like I said, I'm good at being alone and I'm good at being by myself. But when I'm with somebody, like I want to genuinely be around them. But like I said, like I do have to like remind myself that I do want that and have to make that a forefront of my life, that I do want friendships. I do want to foster good friendships. I do want to build a good, solid community of like people that feel like fucking family. And that's just like good stuff. Like I just want good stuff around me in general. Like I just want good energy, good vibes, just like abundance and like just good stuff around me. And obviously life is life and people are going to be people and hurt people and there's a lot of unhealed people walking around here. And you can never expect someone to treat you how you would treat them or to do you how you would do them. And I know that there's a lot of people that don't have good hearts. I know that. However, I just pray for my discernment that like I can weed that out and that I will be left with the good people, the good ones, and that I will always be good. I want to always be good too. Like I want to always show up for my people and I always want to like be genuine and like, I haven't always been the best friend either. I haven't always been somebody who's like been reliable or been this or been that. I haven't always been, because again, like I said, very good at being alone, very quick. That is my isolation is my coping mechanism. It's not healthy, but when I am in my feelings, I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm upset, anything wrong, I go straight to isolation. I will cut the entire world off and I never cared. I will lay in my bed for days and hours because I'm the type of person, like if I'm going through something, I don't want to put it on nobody else. I'm not about to put you in my problems and I'm not going to invite you to my pity party. I personally want to party alone. So I'm not going to put you in it, like I want to figure my shit out. And then once I'm back and feeling like myself, then, I'll call you like, hey, miss you. What you doing? But until then, I like to sit in my own shit by myself. I don't need anybody to sit in my shit with me. Which is not always it's not usually a good thing. A lot of times it's good because a lot of times people will be miserable and they will want you to be miserable with them and they will want to invite you to their pity party and they're like, party for two. I don't want to come. Uninvite me. Thank you so much. Because I will listen to you. I will be there for you. I will hold your hand through something, but I am not going to sit here and coddle you. And I'm not somebody who's going to, like, there's a difference between like, I'm fucked up right now. Like I'm sad right now. Like I'm going through something. There's another thing between wanting to just sit in your shit and you just wanting me to be miserable with you. Those are two very different things. I'm not going to do that. Baby, you got to figure that out. Yeah, between you and God. Ain't got nothing to do with me. But I'll sit with you. I will sit with you to a certain point. I will be there for you to a certain extent. Not to an extent. It's not, my love is never conditional. My love is never conditional. However, I am a very much like, if there's a problem, there's also a solution. So let's figure it out. Come on, we've got to figure it out type person, especially on stuff that you have complete control over. But anyways, here nor there, I just feel like I am somebody who's so good at isolating themselves and so good at isolation. I don't need to talk to people every day. I don't need to see anybody every day or anything like that. Like I'm good at hanging out with myself, being alone. So it is easy for me to go through life not realizing that I need somebody else, because I can go weeks and months without talking to somebody, and that's not healthy a lot of the times. And so I do have to remind myself that, like, and then too, like, if somebody makes me mad or if I don't fuck with somebody anymore, I'll just be like, all right, and then I'll just go on and like isolate myself and I just won't talk to them again. Like, girl, please. Like, and that's like, so that's why I'm saying I'm a trying person. I want to try, I want to talk, I want to fix it, I want to talk it out, because I am very, very quick to be like, all right, and I'm gonna walk away, bye, like, type person. But like, I don't know, it's always just been easier that way. I think a lot of people are like that. I think there's a lot of people's coping mechanism is to just isolate themselves, because it's easier to just deal with. I think I will probably always be somebody who isolates themselves, because I don't want to, like, I'll talk about it when I'm ready to talk about it. But other than that, let me figure something out first. Just let me and God gonna sit with each other for a minute, and then if I feel like I need to talk to you afterwards, I'll talk to you afterwards, type thing. But I also am someone who obsesses over things, and I do need to overanalyze and overthink and talk about certain situations. Depending on the situation, I do need to talk about it over and over and over and over and over and over again, which is another reason why I feel like I feel like in community is important and friendships are important, because when I was going through my breakup, like in the beginning stages, or like even before we actually broke up, I talked about it and talked about it and talked about it and talked about it and talked about it with my friend. And she, every single time, show up, every single time, we were figuring out together, we were talking to it, and forever she has my heart because of that. Because when you get people like that in your life, you got to keep them around, because there are certain things that I need to obsess about and talk about over and over and over and over and over and over again, until I either get bored of it, we figure it out, or I just don't want to talk about it anymore or something like that. I do need that type of friend too. Cause there are certain situations where I do that, but other than that, I will isolate myself, and I have to remember to not always do that, because not everybody will stick around. The good ones will. And I've had some good people in my life who, they know that I'm the type of person that isolate, and they'll pop up and be like, get up. We're not doing this. Get up. And sometimes you also need that too, because like I said, I like to sit in my own shit. And sometimes that's not what you need in that moment. You actually need a hug. You actually need somebody. You actually need connection, and you need another person. And so to my people who will show up for me when they know that that's not what she needs right now. She actually needs somebody to go and get her ass and drag her ass out the bed. Forever, she has my heart too, because different friend. That's a family member. Family member. And forever will have my heart because of that, because in that moment I needed that. And then my friend who is like, you found your people, and do you want to come to a girls' night, and do you want to go this, and who is inviting me to places and stuff, forever will have my heart, because and then I have another friend who's like, do you want to just like sit at home and eat? Of course I do. Absolutely. I'll make us food, or I'll go over your house and you can make us food. Absolutely. You need that. And like, that's so important. But also, it's easy to do when you're single, because those are the people that you have. So the goal is to also find that and establish that, and to do that in relationships too, because it's very important to keep your people even when you're in a relationship. And hopefully when you're in a relationship, then your people will meet your person and they vibe. And now everybody's friends and everybody likes each other and everybody's hanging out. I've never experienced that, but like, that is the goal. But yeah, so like, other than that, like I said, I'm very soft right now. So like, if I meet anybody too, I'm just kind of like, please don't say anything nice to me because I'm so soft. And so I don't know if that might be like a little off-putting to people. Like I said, my friend, like we did an activity that I told her that, oh, she told me that we were going to do an activity. And I was like, I haven't done that in, I've never done that. And I've always wanted to do it. And then her saying that, like, literally. And then I was talking to another friend. He's not really a friend, but like, whatever. He says something to me. Me and him were hanging out and we were talking about something that somebody else has said to me. And then a couple days later, he texts me to kind of like, like reiterate what we were talking about, but like to invalidate what someone said to me and validate my feelings. And I couldn't even text him back because I literally was crying for like 30 minutes because I was like, this is so sweet. Why would you say this to me? Oh my God, I love you. Please. I didn't tell him that. I do not love him. I am single, but like he is. Please don't talk about it. Anyways. And then he also said something to me while we were hanging out, and it wasn't that he said something, he like pointed something out to me. He was like you, and I don't know if he even looked at it like this or if he even noticed this like or if he meant it this way, but he was like you're usually running on hot. And I was like what do you mean? He was like, you're usually hot, and like temperature wise, like you're usually hot. And I'm like what, am I cold? And he was like, no, you're like warm. And I'm like, in the warm and fuzzy around you. Just kidding. No, but like it made me also think too, like, and I didn't add, because sometimes it takes me a minute to process stuff. So like I didn't even think about it until like a couple days later, and I'm like, aw, that was kind of cool that he even pointed that out. He probably didn't even notice that. Like he probably didn't think anything of it, like maybe in the moment or even afterwards. But like that meant something to me. Like even like, and even though I'm talking about having female friendships or woman friendships and girlfriends and community and building like sisterhood and family and like women and stuff, having that duality with a man too, just being your friend or just being somebody's around or whatever, is also very important. Men need women, women need men. And I think just having that energy is also very important, because he will always have a different perspective than I do. And so like him even like noticing like little stuff like that, or like hearing his perspective on something else that me and him are talking about or whatever, is also nice. And so I genuinely again always will have my heart, just because like he listens to me or like he tries to. He be like, girl. But yeah, he like pointed out like really, because I am riddled with anxiety at all times, and I'm always nervous. I'm always like running on hot. And the fact that like he pointed out that I wasn't, and that I was like warm, and I don't know why that gonna turn sexual so fast. Oh, I gotta go. But yeah, like I just think that like that was cool. And like a few days later, I kind of realized, because it's like I was comfortable, and I was in the moment. Like I wasn't thinking about like this or thinking about that. I was in the moment with this person, and he pointed it out, and I whatever. And again, I'm single, by the way. Okay, just friends who friend, and what, and so I just thought that was cool too. And that's what I'm saying. Like I just want that, like that and more of that, like being comfortable around somebody where I don't even notice that like I don't notice that I don't have anxiety, because I'm not thinking about my anxiety. I'm not anxious in that moment. And that's cool to even not be like that with a man. Not because like in a man bashing way, but just in a way of like, usually I'm in like a performance mode, or I'm like flirting and cute and like, please. But like in this moment, we're just chilling and I'm just comfortable. Like, and then he pointed it out and I thought that was pretty cool. And so it's just like more of that and more of like stuff like that I think is so fucking important. And if you are my age and you're in your 30s, your mid 30s, not too much, not that it matters, but if you are a little later in life, finding friendship, trying to find community, trying to find your people, and trying to even find like something that you feel like you've never had before, which is like, like a built family, or like did I say that right? Built family, like a family that you create or whatever. Even if you feel like you're looking for that, I think it's out there. I pray it is, because that's what I'm looking for. So you're not alone. And it is very important. So please don't give up. If you are like me, who you're good at isolating yourself, you're good at being alone, and you're good at being like, I don't really need anybody. You do. You 100% do. And it'll be in the moments where you're just chilling and relaxing that you realize, oh, I needed that. Oh, it'll be in the moment of like you're texting your friend and they say something, you're like, oh, I needed that. You do. We all need people, and you need people other than your significant other also. Like, please, I will keep stressing that you need more people than your significant other. And if you already know this, you already have this, if you are a lucky person, a blessed person who has good family, good community, good this, more power to you. I'm not talking to you. But like, if you're somebody like me who kind of has been a loner or gone throughout the world kind of alone, and then kind of like gets into a relationship kind of attached to that, and that's just kind of it, and then now you have found yourself in a different season in your life where you feel like you want to build that or whatever, it's gonna be a little rough. And it's a little it's interesting too, because it's kind of like, well, is that ever going to happen for me? Like, thinking, is love ever going to happen for me is one thing, but my biggest fear is thinking, is friendship ever going to happen for me? Like real friendship, like real genuine connection, friendship, like long lasting friendship. Is that ever going to happen for me? So if that is you too, maybe we can be friends. I don't know. And I would love that. So let me know. DMs are open. Comments are open. And yeah, I just thought that was something something that was on my heart. And I don't know if anybody resonates with it. I hope they do. I hope you do. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But community is important. Womanhood is important. Friendship is important. With women being friends is important. Please. Women being friends is important always. And having that girlfriend and that connection is so fucking important. You really do need it. And having male friends is also very important. And having that energy also is important, I think, too. That duality and like perspective of life and energy and stuff like that is so fucking important. And just having like a good community. And hopefully, if you're on this journey of trying to find yourself and trying to rebuild yourself, and you found yourself like, I really want friendships, we're going to find it. I know we are. We're going to find it. And we just have to remember that it is important. It's something that we want, and we can't give up on it, because it's easy to give up on that, because it's like, maybe whatever. Because I think like finding love is always the goal, and finding like a husband or a wife or whatever is always the goal. And so like, that's something like I can't give up on. But please also don't give up on having friendship, because in my darkest times, if I didn't have some people show up for me, I wouldn't be here. Like, God put people in my life at a specific time that it made such a difference. So you do need people, and you'll find the people. Or maybe I'm just trying to convince myself. But I believe that I will. I believe that I will. So no, I'm kidding. Yeah. So yeah, this is just some healing talk. This is some healing talk. Excuse me while I heal out loud. It's just some healing yapping and some healing chit chatting, and I hope it was as good for me. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me. Is what I meant to say. Yeah, this is just some healing talk. This is just some healing yapping. This is just us hanging out and talking about some stuff that maybe you needed to hear, or maybe you don't care about, or maybe you do care because you love me now. And I hope it made sense. But I am a yapper and I do have ADHD, so I do be jumping topics and I do be all over the place. So please, I hope you were able to stay with me. But yeah, like I said, this was just some healing talk, and excuse me while I heal out loud. I hope it was as good for you as it was for me, and I hope you come back next week. Bye.